Did you know what you were walking into when you went into the valley?
Nah, we'd seen footage, we'd gotten some reports, and we got briefed, but really we didn't know until we actually got there.
And what did you find?
Chaos.
What was your first impression when you landed?
We are up here. It was the altitude, couldn't breathe. It was crazy. They came, got us off the Chinook, told us to run off the LZ, and it was game on from there for 15 months.
Can you kind of set the scene for me, what your deployment was like?
We showed up to the Konregal. They told us to be going to Firebase Vegas. They said Firebase Vegas is over there. Everybody said, where? They said, it's right there, you don't see it? And no, we don't. And they gave us a pair of binoculars, and it was a little barn on the side of the mountain. Told us, it was gonna take a couple hours to walk over there, and pretty much we were gonna be fending for ourselves. There was nobody coming in to support us unless they were coming in by helicopter, and be walking there was gonna take a couple hours to get to us.
Was that somewhat daunting?
It was eye-opening.
What did you think of the enemy at that point?
Everybody in the company said it. They were ghosts. We didn't know these guys. They were just voices in an ICOM scanner.
Onto the radio?
The radios, and they fired at us from hundreds of meters away.
I'd heard a lot about it. Heard it was, the infamous Konregal Valley. It was the worst place in Afghanistan you could go. It was my first deployment, so I was actually excited about that. I wanted to go to the worst place. I wanted to experience combat at the highest level, and got there, and that lasted about a month.
And then it wore off?
Yeah, and then
As reality set in?
Yeah, it's not like the movies where there's patriotic music playing while you're in a fight. You're just there in it, trying to survive.
So it was much harder than you thought?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's prepared for how hard it can be.
I think mostly whenever it really kicked in my head was whenever we observed the troops that we were relieving, and we saw the condition that they were in, and kind of.
What conditions were they in?
Well, they were just skinny, dirty.
They were like zombies.
Like zombies, yeah.
What did they say to you?
They would just sit around and smoke and stare off, and they were all. It seemed like they'd all gone crazy. So that's when we were just kind of like, whoa.
Is that how your guys ended up?
Yes.
You may not have noticed it because you were right there with them, but I would say so to some degree, yeah.
Wow. How do you recover from that?
Some people don't. Some do. Some probably do over time, and some probably never do.
How did you recover?
I haven't yet.